Hi, everyone. It's me again. I want to talk to you about your next part that you're going to be working on. The next part on the DBQ project that you're going to be doing is the actual bucketing ready to write section. This one I know can be a little bit confusing, so I just wanted to go over it again with you. I know I did talk about it in the last video with the pre-bucketing, but I want to focus on this one again just to make sure that you understand how to do this section. So again, I'm using the sample, what was the underlying cause of World War I? I know that's not the one you're working on right now, but hopefully by showing you this sample and things you could write in it, then you'll get ideas for the one that you're doing about how the US contained communism. So for this section, it said, look at all the documents and they want you to organize them in your final buckets. And again, these buckets are just categories of how you can kind of talk about each one in different paragraphs. So you want to start looking at your documents and try and determine, which ones have things in common and which ones are going to actually work well together when you're talking about them. So for this one, I'm going to show you my teacher side because again, I want you to see something that's kind of already completed. And let's see if this is going to switch. There we go. So for this one, the person that was reading it, they made their buckets about alliances, militarism, and imperialism, because that's the things that they saw about. Remember that main acronym we were talking about. So they thought maybe I'll write each of my paragraphs about one of those. Then they looked at all the documents and they thought, okay, well, source A and source B, the ones that were up here that you guys were looking at, those two were both clearly talking about alliances. So those can all go in the same paragraph. Militarism was all about document C and D, and then imperialism was all about document E and F. So those are the things that we're going to kind of talk about in each of our paragraphs, and these are the ways that we can kind of organize them. Underneath, it asks you to kind of make a little roadmap about what you're going to talk about. So your thesis statement, the statement that's kind of your overarching idea, that's going to go on this line right here. On your side, you're going to see it. I'll flip back for a second. Yours is going to be totally blank when you see it. So you are basically going to take what you put in those buckets at the top. You're going to put your thesis statement here. What is your thought? So how the US contain communism will be yours. You'll write your kind of initial thought about it here and what each of your 3 paragraphs in the body paragraphs are going to actually be about. So in my sample, what were the underlying cause of World War I? They're looking for the biggest cause really for this one. So the writer decided on this. There were 3 underlying causes for World War I: alliances, militarism, and imperialism. And of these, he thought imperialism was the most important. But each of the paragraphs, they were going to talk about all these different issues. So that's pretty much how they use their buckets. So later on, when you go to start really prepping for your essay, now you know exactly what your opening is going to be about, your 3 body paragraphs are going to be about, and then how you'll just wrap it up. So it's really just kind of putting together some sort of a format of an outline. Hopefully that helps you for this section. If you have any questions at all, please talk to us. We are more than willing to help you plan as you're going through this as well. So just feel free to reach out. But that's what you're going to do for this page when you're doing bucketing, getting ready to write. Thanks.